Elysse Newman, Professor Newman, Dr. Newman, because Professor Newman has, as many of you know, already developed a following and a passionate kind of posse around her work. But she's, it's really kind of rare that you run into somebody who knows so much about so many things. And any of you guys who've had her classes know that this is the case. But it's such a fluid mind to shift between issues of architecture and design, issues of measurement, and issues of the specific and scientific, and then shift suddenly, as if a breeze came through the room, to talking about poetics, talking about psychology, the intangibility of the human mind and experience, and the ineffability of that experience. So I think we're very lucky to have Professor Newman here with us. She joined the faculty this fall. She has taught at several other institutions, at the University of Tennessee, at Harvard University, and most recently at Washington University in St. Louis. I believe she grew up, at least part of the time, in Mexico City. Her parents are artists, and her mother in particular is a noted artist. And she studied at Harvard, where she got her PhD. She did her undergraduate degree at UT Austin in architecture. And then when she went for a PhD at Harvard, she studied the kind of psychological effects of architecture. I will not get it right, because only she can really talk about this. That's why I'm so impressed by her contributions. But she's our first conversation, at least, was about about how perception is perceived, like how we think about perception, how ideas of perception changed, and how drawing and representation of what we perceive and what we think have changed over time. And looking at that, she's then kind of opened my eyes to how this can be driven by data and by a number of other historical factors as well. So I'd like just to say, in closing this very brief and impromptu introduction, that Professor Newman's also an architect and has an architecture practice that's still located in St. Louis, and we're looking forward to it moving down here to Miami shortly. And in that practice, she hires students and works with former students in St. Louis, and we're hoping that this entire world, this universe that comes with Professor Newman, will soon be joining us as well. So with that, I'd like to give her a big round of applause.
I'll tell you that I knew I was home, actually, when I found myself going from Miami Beach, across the 836, and I sort of hit the end of the world at the Everglades. And I realized, uh-oh, I'm stuck between the ocean and alligators, the sort of unknown, basically. This place really is the edge of the world, and I really like being on the edge of the world, I have to tell you. It means that everything is open. The unknown is just there for the taking. So I'm very excited to be here, and I wanted you to know that. And I also had a kind of moment where I thought I was in some sort of, what was that TV show where he was in a bubble? And the Truman Show, right. I wasn't sure. I could have been in the Truman Show, too. Because really, those edges are quite amazing. So let me start with this. I'm going to basically do a bit of the past, the present, and the future for you, both in terms of my myself, and then in terms of things